Hello everyone, and welcome to ExQueeriencePoints Starfinder, your favorite all-queer cast Starfinder podcast. I'm Steph, your resident chief medical mystic. We begin on a somber note. Britt has decided to step away from the EQPoints Starfinder podcast. We will miss them, Mordax and Silverblade, very much. We're so grateful for the time that they were with us. Kelric, Kenny, Miyu, and I wish them all the best for the future. If you love our show, we hope you'll rate and review us on iTunes or wherever you consume your podcasts. Every review brightens our day and helps new listeners to find us. We don't pay to advertise any of the podcasts on the Experience Points Network, so we hope you'll recommend us to your friends and just about anyone. Kelric and Kenny will be at Emerald City Comic Con on March 15th and 16th. If you see them, say hi. Keep an eye on their Twitter accounts for more information on possible meetups. Wish you could hang out with all of us at a con? Well, if you become a patron on Patreon, you could make that happen. We're grateful to everyone who has already become a patron. You keep our mics on and our dice rolling. We've got some great rewards, so check them out at patreon.com/experiencepoints. Stay tuned after the episode for some more exciting announcements. This week on Experience Points, our crew wakes up to a surprise, Angus practices his jumping, and Eos flies on the back of a dragonkin. All this on episode 41, Mountainous Ascent.
Greetings, adventure hookers, and welcome back to Experience Points, your favorite Starfinder real play podcast. I am your host and GM Miyu, and joining me today is our fabulous cast.
We are shuffled around. Hi, I am Kenny. I play Absco Cash.
Hello, I am Steph, and I play Eos Nabari.
And I'm Kelric. I play Angus.
And our resident medic, Eos Nabari, has a recap on what happened last time. Take it away, Doc.
Chief Medical Officer's log. I really don't know how I get myself into these situations, but maybe I shouldn't have listened when the Starfinder said jump. After flying through a windshield and trying to jump 60 feet in the air, Angus and I had a bit of a butting of heads. Is that a weird thing to say about a noir? Anyway, we had a little disagreement about battle tactics. I got a little heated. Hopefully we can work our way through that. But we did manage to survive our encounter with the dragonkin. Our mode of transportation did not do so well. It's not exactly my best moment, but occasionally hotheads prevail, and even Vlakas need a minute to go away or they snarl.
Can I say something real quick that I think is hilarious?
Oh no.
I did not realize that I had a new stellar revelation, which lets me fly. Lets me fly.
We're keeping that in.
Oh yeah, totally.
All right. So where we last left off, you were traveling across Triaxis through the Drakelands, attempting to get to a village to speak to the last of the evening tides. You are on your way to Sarazenix, speak to the last of the evening tides, and contrary to your guide's advice, you did not take donkeys.
Absco had better idea.
Which according to him is the reason for all of your ills.
I do not agree.
No.
You were attacked by a pair of dragonkin riding Rhyphorians who seem to have some sort of link. You were able to defeat them. As was pointed out, your vehicle did not go so well, except it did act as sort of a tank. It took a lot of HP hits for you, so maybe it worked out quite well.
I want to get whatever buff they had the first couple of rounds. My goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
that was cool.
Maybe you should be a dragonkin riding Rhyphorian.
I think the first question that Absco asks is, Meek. So, since our ride is busted, you can fly, right?
Absco.
Mick
Logical.
looks around. Well, yeah. I mean, I can fly, but not sure how y'all expect me to carry all y'all.
Do you have any friends?
Absco. Please.
Well, friends is a mighty defined word. I don't know that I would call them so much friends as acquaintances.
It just wouldn't work anyway. We'd have to go back to town, and we've already come this far.
Oh yeah, we're about halfway to Sarosnik's as it is. I mean, kind of past that point of no return. As a matter of fact, that point's about 6 meters that way. Points down south.
Such an acute sense of direction.
Well, I am a Drakeland's guide, so I would hope I know which way I'm going. After your grand battle, you all went to sleep in the hotelier, I might add.
Eos begrudgingly.
The next morning, as you awake, find that one of the beds is unused, and there's just a little data pad where once there was a Mordax.
So which one of us discovered it?
I think Eos.
Well, it sounds like Eos has discovered this.
I'm getting volunteered.
You know what? No. To be fair, Eos strikes me as the kind of creature that would get up and go for a pre-dawn run. Eos, you get up for your early morning routine that the military, you still live that military life, about an hour before the sun comes up, it's time to get up and start working out, do what you gotta do. And you notice Mordax's bed, perfectly made, the data pad with the little blinking light that tells you that there's a message on it.
She would go and open it.
And it quite simply reads, "Y'all are too crazy for me. Please don't come looking for me."
Oh. Well, I can't say I blame her. Should have really used her help on those segues, though. And, Eos wouldn't wake anyone up to tell them because, she's processing herself. She may attempt to see if she can catch up with Mordax or if the snow has made tracking her impossible.
So there is a freshly fallen snow from the night before. In fact, the signs of your battle have almost been completely wiped away.
What?
But if you would like to survival check,
crater?
There's just a little dip in the snow now. Just a little lower there.
Maybe I won't suck so bad this time on my survival roll. Nope. I mean, 17.
17 and the freshly fallen snow. You realize quite quickly that there's no hope in tracking. Even with your scent, the fresh snow is going to cover up anything. Yeah,
so she would let them sleep, and when they wake, she would tell them what she discovered and that there's just unfortunately no way to go after Mordax to change her mind just because they can't track where she went. If the kitchen is fully stocked, which I'm guessing rich people hotelier probably is, Absco and Angus probably wake up to Eos cooking.
Oh.
And making food.
Oh, that smells really good.
And it's not beans.
Such a good sleep.
Yesterday was really hard.
Unfortunately, this morning isn't looking to be any better.
I don't understand.
Notice anyone missing?
What do you mean?
She's about yay high.
Where is Mordax?
And Eos would probably left the data pad if there's a kitchen table kind of deal. Because
it's your hotelier. It looks however you want it to look. You can have a ballroom in there if you want.
Well, it's Angus's hotelier.
Angus, is your hotelier equipped with a kitchen table?
Of course it is.
So
there you go.
I mean, come on.
I found that data pad on her bed this morning when I got up.
Who reaches for it first? Does Absco reach for it first, or does Angus?
I would definitely reach for it, but would Absco grab it first?
The two of you reach for the data pad at the exact same time.
I think Absco reaches for it and then pulls their hand back and just recognizing that the captain's reaching for it.
Oh, the captain.
The captain.
I would read it, and I would just kind of sit there stunned and look up at Eos
I tried going after her. It's already snowed, and whatever trail she had left is gone.
I guess you were right. Yesterday was just too much.
Let me see the data pad.
I would hand it to you, but Angus is wrecked. Like, just losing another crewmate is just a lot.
This has to be some sort of mistake. This has to be a Solomon trick. There has to be something else going on. And Absco starts trying to hack into the data pad.
Okay, let's see that computer's roll.
21.
21. Everything you can find, it looks legit. Find the activity log that shows that, the program was open, the message was written out, and it wasn't done remotely.
Angus, I'm sorry. I should have had more security. I should have planned better.
Why don't you both sit down for a minute?
I would collapse into a chair and just stunned and seriously wrecked at the loss. Just like, I just don't understand.
Sometimes you're not going to. It sounds cold, but people have to make their own choices. And some people aren't designed for combat.
She always said we were impulsive. I should have listened.
You're not a mind reader, Absco. And while, yes, I can, I don't try to be invasive with it. She made her choice. It will not be an easy one for any of us to accept, but it's what she felt she had to do.
Okay.
We can't waste time thinking about what we could have done differently. There wasn't the opportunity, and she would pause for a minute, and you would see her face shift some, because she's trying to find the right words. So you may, whether or not she fully believes what she's saying, or she is saying what the two of you need to hear to help move us forward, can be left up to debate. Before she continues, you can't change someone's mind if they've already made it up.
I think I just need
time. That's fine.
Absco kind of gets up. They shift their skin a bit. They try to go invisible and they leave.
I think at 31, you turn pretty darn invisible. It's a lot easier to blend in with the white snowy background. And that's here. Ooh-wee! That breakfast smelling dang good. And as you turn around, you see Meekmek poking around, looking and go, well, where's the beans?
Well, you can bring yours in if you'd like.
First no donkeys, now no beans. It's like y'all ain't never been camping before.
My life was pretty much camping back on my home world.
Well, you should know how to cook beans.
I do, and I'll make some later.
Angus abruptly stands up and just walks out of the hotelier.
Looks like Captain says it's time to get going.
It's been an interesting morning, Meekmek.
I think we can kind of shift gears.
And so, with all of the awkwardness of the morning hanging over you, you pack up the hotelier, set off.
Question. So since the thing's wrecked, do I need to do an engineering check to break off each so everyone has their own?
Oh my gosh. Are we going to go Segway traveling across this land?
Well, that's
Give me
the
an
fastest way.
engineering check. Just give me an engineering check. Checks are fun,
Angus
right?
is not bad at engineering. He's just
No, that's not
a 20.
It's not my response is not to Angus. It's just the idea of them segueing through.
Yeah.
Forest, but at least we.
They're basically northern Wisconsin.
The segways are technically functional. It's just going to be by the time you're done, you're probably going to be wishing you'd taken the donkeys.
Fair. No protection from the weather, Angus, and I think Eos are just fine.
And they kind of jerk and like wobble now, so you're like getting all shaken up and starting to feel a little nauseous. got to stop every couple miles and just, hold on. Okay, we can go.
Yeah, I think whatever thermal suit that Absco has on, like, again, they kind of look like a snowman. Like, so they're just like kind of on this Segway, just looking miserable.
Oh my god, I want art of this so bad.
And so you travel through the Drakelands with the Parapet Mountains to your east. Take a path that brings you closer and closer as they begin to loom over you within a couple days. Find yourself in the foothills parapets, and you can see the smoke rising from a village up on the peaks as Meekmek looks around and goes, well, normally this is where the donkeys really come in handy. I don't think them Segways is going to make it up there. I can fly, of course, but I don't know what y'all going to do.
Wasn't there a footpath?
Well, it's not really a great footpath. Probably going to have to do some climbing.
If the donkeys are able to walk it, we should as well.
He shrugs. Suit yourself.
How high
And he
up
shows
is it?
you the little, narrow, icy path, missing chunks that winds its way up the mountain.
You were saying, Kalric?
How high up is this path? Like how?
Oh, well, this path, it goes all the way up to the peak. That's probably about 14,000 feet above sea level.
What?
That's all right. You ain't got to climb that far. They're only about 12,000 feet up.
What the shit?
He shrugs and just kind of flutters his wings a little bit.
Meekmek,
Hmm?
I think we've suffered from a lack of communication on what we should be expecting for this travel.
There's nothing we can do about it now. Let's just try to make the best of it and move forward.
Okay.
Do we need to do like survival checks?
We will need just a second here. I want to check your skills sheet to make sure it's not its own thing. Nope, that will be athletics.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's just to avoid falling.
How's a
Can
24
I
do
do
you?
acrobatics instead?
You know what? I will allow it.
Oh my god.
Can
Oh, a
I roll
natural
to
one.
With a natural 1.
Oh, Absco's not having a good day.
He's a little distracted.
Absco, this is the
There.
most miserable thing you have ever had to do. Well, Absco, of course, you roll a natural 1 to climb the 12,000 foot high mountain.
Like I said, is there some
You
point
know
where
what?
Absco ends up on Eos's back?
Oh, probably.
Eos, would you like to roll a reflex save to catch Absco as Absco slips and begins to go over the side of the mountain? And Absco, would you like to roll a reflex save to catch yourself?
Gratefully.
I got an 11.
Ouch.
I got a 16. Oh, wait, that's
is a
fortitude.
Fortitude save.
A 26.
There you go.
All right. So I feel like Absco has one of those moments where they slip
Mm-hmm.
and they're going over the edge. Like everyone sees it. It happens in slow motion. And then at the last second, their fingertips just like grip the edge.
I
There's
imagine it's actually like Absco's slipping backwards and then they like launch their hand out with their abnormally long ass arms. Eos is in front of them, so like they grab onto like a carabiner that's on their back belt loop or something. And it's just like dangling over the edge. Little help?
Angus would be coming up from behind, and what do I need to roll something to grab? Or I think
Well, very first, I need your athletics check to see how well you've been doing climbing this mountain.
all right. I have I don't know how to say this, Salanti. It's a theme feature. Once per day before I roll a skill check, I can gain a +2 bonus, so I will do that.
Okay. I need to know what it is.
It's that's gonna give me a 29.
Yep. Angus, this is no problem for you.
And so I would basically just come up from behind and just scoop Absco right back onto the trail. Absco, can we please be more careful? I really can't afford to lose anyone else today. I can't take it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm trying. This suit is unwieldy.
So is this something where Angus could use their new stellar revelation to fly in short bursts up, carrying
How far can you fly in a round?
40 feet?
I mean, you can move faster by leaping and perhaps flying, but every 6 seconds you get 40 feet and have to be in contact with the ground. So you're basically playing a great big leapfrog.
Yes.
So yeah, you could move probably, well, everyone else's move speed being what, about 30?
Well,
mine is 50 at this point.
Well, 50.
Well, and my thought
It's
is
30.
Absco could ride on Meekmac and the other person. Have you seen God of War?
Oh my gosh.
The kid jumps on the back and holds on. Have that be the thing as Angus is jumping, using their Solarian power to just keep boonk.
This is in respects to Absco's non-binary nature. They become boy.
for today.
Maybe we'll
Absco is
just call them
boy.
kid.
Yeah, you know what? I think that sounds like an excellent idea.
This is so embarrassing.
That is why I think it sounds like an excellent idea.
Absco, is it better than falling off the cliff? Think about this.
Fucking.
Meekmac, we need you to give Eos here a ride, and I'll take care of Absco.
Cold ass roughing it. Gotta wear this goddamn suit.
Well,
And holding the...
all right. I guess we can do that.
I imagine like the hotelier is like one of those little like technical tic tacs.
It's whatever we say it is.
It is.
Eos, ma'am, you ever ridden a dragon before, or one of anything like that?
I've ridden a horse before. I'm not comparing the two, but nothing.
It's not all that much different, except there ain't no ground under you. I mean, there is ground under you, but it is a long, long way. So you really need to hold on.
I think I can manage that.
All right, off you blast. I just had this sudden idea of Eos looking like a dog with its head out the window. Like, this is cool.
That's hilarious
Yeah.
to me.
She's having a ball.
Oh yeah, the wind is rushing by. Your ears are flapping in the wind. Your jowls just flutter a little bit. It's amazing. Cold wind just rushing past your face. All right, so Eos gets blasted up to the top of this mountain while Angus jumps good.
With Kid on their back.
Yeah,
Could
needless
he
to
not
say,
jostle so much? Fuck.
Eos and Meekmec are going to arrive first.
I can double
in
move,
fact-
which means I move 80 feet at a time.
Can you do that jump twice
Yes.
in a round? Technically,
It's
as a move action. Yeah, I guess you could double jump. Okay, there you go.
Oh, and actually it goes up 10 feet if I'm attuned.
Ooh, check you out. So you are what? That's
100 feet.
attuned graviton.
It just says attuned. It doesn't say whether it's graviton or...
It's a graviton revelation. So yeah, you're this black sparkly noir is jumping up the path 40 feet at a time, just doing.
With what looks like a marshmallow on his back.
Yeah,
Yes.
50 feet, and so it's 100 feet per move.
Okay,
Turn. Yeah, I'm booking it.
you're moving pretty fast.
Yes,
But
Meekmec
shortest
would still
distance
beat
between
you.
2 points being a straight line, and so on and so forth. Matter of fact, let's see. If we're going to get into that,
Oh no. If you're gonna bring math into
if
this, I'm going
you
home.
really want to know who gets there first, quick.
I'm just having an Emperor's New Groove moment.
Yeah.
We
A
are reference
dragonkin
central.
has a fly speed of 120 feet, so
Ooh, just beats me.
just barely.
Okay, so not
No,
enough
because they
time
can move
for Eos
240 feet, double
turn
move.
Awesome.
But then we have to take into consideration that they're actually ascending and they're blah 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 blah. But anyway, yeah, they'll get there
What's the gravity
in
like
about
on
half an
triax?
hour before. Like if you peek over the edge, you can see the black and white streak jumping around on the mountain on the switchback back and forth
And
coming up the mountain.
Every once in a while you hear like a fuck.
You land in front of an unassuming looking cave. There are various holes higher up in the mountain where smoke is pouring out from what appear to be chimneys. Meekmek just kind of takes a look down and looks at you. Well, you want to head in or you waiting on them?
They're not too far behind, but because you said it's only like a 20-foot difference, so I imagine in the time.
Yeah, they're not too far behind. A couple minutes.
Yeah.
Then again, 14,000 feet is a long way to go.
It is. I think she could just use a second to just be on the ground. Not that it wasn't fun, but just pause on the ground.
Very good.
Pause. Oh.
Nice.
Pause.
All right.
Terrible.
So, Angus and Absco, you come bouncing up to where Eos and Meekmek are standing on the ledge outside of unassuming looking cave. A large cave entrance.
I think Absco gets off and finds a bush and vomits.
And Angus just crouches down on their knees and is just like, okay.
If
Are
we
you
can
both
avoid it,
okay?
we're never doing this again.
I'm not letting you fall, so shut up.
You shut up.
You sound like an old married couple.
Well, I mean...
I know! That's what I was trying to understand. Because it was
I
too
wonder where
obvious.
that came from.
I know.
All right.
So let's make head in so we can. Oh, God. Okay, moving. And I just put my hand on Eos's shoulder. I'm like, okay, let's go. And start walking in.
You enter the cave, wherein it is, yes, pitch black.
Ooh. Meekmek, is there something we need to be aware of here? Because this is a really interesting path you're taking on us on.
Oh, this is the entrance to Sarosnik's. This is where you wanted to go, right?
Why is it so dark?
Oh, I forgot. Y'all can't see in the dark, can you?
No.
I can see a little.
Oh, no, we see this ain't no problem for none of us. I can see y'all standing there like it's broad daylight.
It's almost as if you grew up here.
Oh, no, I didn't grow up here. I grew up down south a ways, out near the Death Hinge Mountains.
Well,
Great.
just get us through. This is ridiculous. Let's just, oh my gosh, get us through.
He shrugs, and he goes up to where the path turns and just gestures you down.
On we go.
As you turn the corner, the somewhat narrow cavernway or cave here opens up into this huge cave. I mean, this cavern, the top's probably another 1,000 feet up, and there are buildings, streetlights, and what looks suspiciously like civilization. A whole city.
Oh, wow.
Here, a whole small town here in this inside of this this mountain. Goes, well, this here's the city square.
Oh, that's unexpected. And I just look at Eos and Absco, and I'm like, well, I didn't expect it to. This is a little outside of what we've been exposed to so far. So where would we go find these evening-tide peoples?
And that is when you notice the dragonkin, who is right near the entrance to the cave, wearing a great big cowboy hat. Big old cowboy boots, who comes strutting up and goes, well, howdy do. Welcome to Sarosnik's. Y'all look like y'all new to town.
Yes.
Would you rather stand out?
Yeah, ain't every day we get strangers like y'all around here. Y'all from Skyfire Mandate?
What's that? Is that something we would know?
You know, Skyfire Mandate. Well, give me a culture check. See if anyone paid enough attention to know what the heck is going on.
A lot's been going on. 30!
Wrong one.
Okay, Absco, you for sure know all about the Skyfire Mandate. It's an alliance of Dragonkin and Riforians.
Mhm.
That is one of the major political forces here. And in fact, when you were doing all of your studying up on Triaxis, you remember that Sarazanix has a good alliance with the Skyfire Mandate.
Mhm.
Have very good relations with them.
Okay. ...
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like, we aren't with them.
Oh, so you ain't here to see the Queen.
Well, who's
We
the
are
queen?
looking for someone named Evening Tide,
Yes.
and I'm not quite sure if that's your queen or...
Oh, no. The face kind of tightens up a little bit and he goes, well, dang, yeah, y'all showed up at the absolute wrong time, I'm afraid.
Oh no.
And why is that, friend?
Well, last of the evening tides just died last night.
Excuse me.
Yeah. A terrible accident. One of the caverns collapsed. Crushed Lady Evening Tide.
That is quite
The Queen.
unfortunate.
Are we able to pay our respects?
Well, she's been entombed already. I suppose if you wanted to go visit it, you could. Are y'all family?
We're
I look
acquainted.
over it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm acquainted with an Evelyn Evening Tide.
Evelyn.
Trying to find
Well,
her. We were led here.
I heard Evelyn was a family name. Well, yeah, here.
All right.
I'll show you where the tomb is.
Thank you.
And what's your name, friend?
My name is Mechmeek.
Oh. Speaking of Meekmack, thank you so much for guiding us up here.
Now,
squared
if
away?
you don't mind, I'm going to go have me a couple of drinks.
Okay. Goodbye. Thank you.
And he looks over at Mechmeek and goes, would you believe they didn't even want to take the donkeys? Mechmeek kind of looks at you. Why wouldn't you take the donkeys?
It's a long story.
We
It is
suffered
a very
from a lack
long
of information.
story.
At any rate,
Huh.
it's
All
a
right.
mistake. We own it.
Yes. Please lead on.
Lead you through the city, and there's a lot of Dragonkin here. Just looking around, you can guess population's probably, just in this one chamber, probably a couple thousand.
Ooh.
Wow.
And people are waving to you, and tipping their hats, welcoming you to Roz. Eos would just kind of,
React in kind. If anyone is acknowledging them, she would...
oh yeah.
Falling
Howdy
into old
do.
habits.
Howdy do.
Yep.
Nice to see you. They're very friendly here.
They are. She may also be making sure no one is kind of, just kind of gauging the interest as well. Even though everybody seems friendly, they did find silver dragon scales, so, she's being on the lookout.
Yeah, the majority of the dragons of the dragonkin that you see here have gold scales.
Okay.
But you do see a number of brass, bronze, as well as a few silver dragonkin.
Cool. Do we see any snowflakes? Absco, Eos, keep looking for the snowflakes as we walk through.
Yeah, as we kind of make it through the town, where exactly are we headed? The
Two.
memorial? Yeah,
Y'all are headed to the graveyard.
graveyard. All right. Yeah, as we move along, Absco definitely keeps an eye out.
Well, 27 can most definitely see.
Sorry, we had another natural one from Eos. That's hilarious. Get them out.
Eos, I feel like you're quite distracted,
Eos is stuck with
which is
memory
why
of the flight.
you do not see the great big snowflake on the tomb marked Evening Tide. Well, there you go. Y'all want to pay your respects, and he just kind of stops and goes, I'll be. He walks over and just barely touches the door, and it swings open. Who could be in here? I was sure this was locked up when I last came by.
Can I do another perception check?
Yeah.
Because, and I also want to use her heat vision
Mm.
to see if she picks anything up on that regard.
Oh, nice.
28 this time
All
for
right.
redemption.
You can see a number of heat signatures on the ground. They're fading, though several creatures have just walked through here. They are not dragonkin-sized.
Are they bigger, smaller?
Smaller. Much smaller.
Okay. Well, whoever they are, they just got here. Their footsteps are still warm on the ground. I imagine when she uses the heat vision, her eyes change from their normal like blue to probably like a red or maybe an orange.
Nice.
Can you tell
Just
how many
Or
there are?
green. I think like IR green.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Can you tell how many there are?
Can I?
Survival check.
17. So this is a many. This is all the footprints. But how many of them were still warm?
Can you tell, do you recognize the species?
You would guess. I'll tell you what. Let's see. With your 28 perception, 17 survival. There are several, perhaps as many as a dozen.
That still had heat
Only about
signature?
half of them are warm.
Okay.
And Beckmeek.
I just had the same thing in my head.
I apologize, friend. I have ocular augments that allow me to see things a little differently. I thought they would
Well,
be rather obvious.
That's not right. See, ain't nobody supposed to go in there for several days at least. Well, actually, shouldn't nobody be going in there at all, because ain't nobody else to bury in there.
Well, there are about 6 beings that are small, slightly, smaller than a dragonkin who think otherwise.
Listen, I know this is kind of unusual, but see, it would be completely wrong for me to go in there. It would be desecrating the final resting place of the evening tide. So y'all don't think that maybe, since y'all ain't dragonkin, you could maybe
Go inside.
nose around a bit, so to speak.
I think
Is there-
Angus would pull out the snowflake medallion they have and show it to Mechmeek.
What you doing walking around with the evening tide family crest?
We've been given permission to come here and interact with the evening tide, so I think this is definitely within our purview.
GM roll.
Ruh-roh.
Just random GM roll. Yeah, don't worry about those.
Means nothing. It's fine.
That was
Don't worry,
good.
fine.
Just GM got a 15.
DM rolled a 15. Well, I suppose. I mean, it is highly irregular, but I did just kind of ask you to do it, I guess. So, yeah. Please.
I know you're asking us, but are there any specific things we should avoid? Anything we should know about?
Just so that we can identify if anything is out of place or not accidentally disturb anything that should be better left alone.
Well, if there's anybody in there, they ain't supposed to be.
Okay.
So
Fair
if
enough.
anything moves, it probably shouldn't be there.
We wanted to ensure that we were respecting any kind of death rituals that your people may have in place, other than the beings that are not supposed to be there.
Well, I mean, don't be like burning up the bodies or nothing.
Fair point.
I know how you adventurer types are. Fireball, fireball, fireball.
The other thing is that we're not from this planet. I don't know if you can tell, but are there any creatures that are around that we should be aware of?
Well, no.
Good enough.
All right.
Let's move in while.
I mean,
while the
you
movement's
might want to shake out your boots at the beginning of the day, make sure there ain't no rattlesnakes in them.
Mechmeek, if you can watch the door for anyone coming out, we're just gonna go in.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Eos, I'll go in first. And do you want to come before or after Absco? What's the order? You're gonna.
I think with Absco's stealth ability, the two of us should go first, just because we would create a bigger shield for them to
Then let's go.
gain a better vantage point.
I agree.
Fine. And we'll head in.
Okay.
Look at us doing tactics.
Look at y'all being adventurers.
And learn.
So you enter the Tomb of the Evening Tides. All around, you see snowflake symbol frosted over, I guess, like biers or coffins. You know, the little niches that they would be buried in are covered by this completely clear ice.
Can I do a mysticism check?
Yeah.
Because I feel like detect magic would be a little pointless. 20.
Nice.
Okay.
I just want to see if I
it's
recognize.
definitely magic.
Yeah, I want to see if I recognize like Eve or possibly Meekmek
Mm-hmm.
and the kind of magic signature they have. Because I have a theory.
There is a particular sort of nuance to it, especially early in the tomb. But as you push forward a little bit further, it starts to change a little bit as the ice begins to be frostier, harder to see through, and just not as clean and pure a magic as the earlier ones were, almost as though the tradition was being watered down, or it's just not quite as powerful. As you move, tomb, walls covered in a sort of silvery substance that reflects the light, casting everything in there in this soft, almost moonlight glow. Give me perception checks.
On it.
Yep.
And Eos would still probably be toggling through with her. Oh, God.
Yep.
Well, we suck.
Yep. We're all distracted.
Angus comes in
Wow.
at the
13,
highest
11,
of 16.
16. Well,
Perception's supposed to be my skill.
all right. Well then, and you said Absco and Eos were in front as marching order with Angus behind?
Yes.
No, the reverse.
Up and
Oh, was it
flip
the
it.
reverse? Okay.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Angus-
Angus
Angus
and
and
Eos
Eos.
are in the front with
Okay.
Absco in the back.
Yep.
All right. Set your marching order as you enter this room, please.
Looks about right to me.
All right. You are caught completely unawares
Perfect.
as you hear the discharge of what you recognize as Zero Pistol,
Ooh.
Oh, bitch.
and a second one, and a third one. Oh!
Ooh.
Ooh.
So the
Ooh.
first two miss, but the third one strikes Eos, doing 18 damage and staggering you as you are hit with frosty cold that ices your bones. Please roll initiatives.
Goodness.
And now,
Hey,
As
there's
you
my natural
ground.
one.
No, you got a 7.
no, that's a 7.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, y'all
None of
really
us
don't
want
wanna
this
fight these
fight.
things.
We
No.
would've won.
What is
But I
happening?
still end up going first.
You realize that there are 3 beings in this room wearing hooded cloaks that hide their face. You should not have come here. Round 1. Fight.
Well, I would say that you're the ones who shouldn't be here.
Eos, are you okay?
I'll be all right. And as her first action, I believe I can use the lesser remove condition to get rid of the staggered.
Well, that was a surprise round because you all failed your perception checks. And they
Yeah.
rolled higher than you in the initiative, so they get to go now.
Of course they did.
Right.
And
If I were
so
looking
there's a shot fired at Angus, which you're able to dodge.
Woo!
And then a shot fired at Absco, which Absco is able to dodge. And we'll have another shot at Angus. Why not? There's
Oh my
the nat 20 to hit.
Oh,
Oh, fantasy ground.
Yep.
Why do you hate me?
Doing 15 damage and staggering you. Now, you are staggered for 1 round, which means, and I'm going to double check, because it should be, if I'm not mistaken, that you only have a single move action for the turn. Staggered, you can take a single move or standard each round, but not both. Okay, so you can take a single action. And
No fulls.
Yes, your lesser remove condition should be able to take care of that.
okay. Then
But it's going to take up your turn, which you're just staggered for 1 turn anyway.
So I am going to cast it on Angus. So what that'll look like, Eos will reach over, and since they're close enough, put her hand on Angus's shoulder. This should help. And remove.
As Eos puts her hand on your shoulder, Angus, you feel the chill leave your bones. You are no longer staggered.
Excellent. Angus's whole body will just kind of shiver and shake it off. Thank you, Eos. Let's get down to business.
And it is your turn.
I am going to definitely can't think of what I'm doing. What is it called?
Attune.
Attune to photon. I'm going to photon attune. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to use Blazing Orbit to leave a fire trail behind me as I Stellar Rush.
Okay. Well then.
And I am using
Excellent.
Stellar Rush as
So,
combat action to...
okay. Stellar Rush is a standard.
Mm-hmm. I am going to give... So the position, the northmost attacker, I am going to give them, I guess, an attack of opportunity as I run through, because it should be one.
Yes, but you gain concealment from that.
Perfect.
Which means if it's concealment, that's 20% chance to miss, even if they hit. And actually, no, you will not, because they all have ranged weapons out.
And I am not going to end the bull rush to push them, but instead end it with the attack option.
Absolutely.
All right, and I am going to 28.
A 28 will indeed hit.
Eos, get a load of this new power. And I will draw in all of these pink sparkles and just almost like blast forward, leaving this fire trail behind me, come right up to the furthest most attacker, and then just hit them in the face for 21 damage.
21 damage, you smack this hooded robed figure in the face, and they cry out in pain.
I told you, you're the ones who should not be here.
Absco.
Yeah, Absco, as Angus leaves down the trail of fire, says, you won't ever see this coming, and moves across the map to the other side of the southmost cultist.
Okay.
And
Hey, Absco, give me a perception check.
Okay. As they're moving, they're trying to sense what's going on around them.
There's one of those plant things you like to throw at us that like has the gnarly face that wants to eat us.
Yeah, 24.
Okay, a 24 will do it. Let me find my button. That one, and that one, and that one.
Uh-oh.
Cool.
That doesn't sound good.
3 that ones.
You hear from the chamber to the south of you, and the shuffling of feet.
Oh, God. So after my quip and moving across the room, I speak lower into my comms. There's more to the other chamber. Let's take care of these and then we'll focus on what's there. So as they're moving, they kind of stealth to do their trick attack, which is 22. I doubt that these are CR2s.
I don't think. Nope.
Yeah. And so their skin flashes in kind of a variety of colors as they are distracted by the other noises.
Okay. Well, yeah, the sounds have distracted you as your shot just bounces
Can I is there like I want to say like Absco probably trips on something, or like as they're moving across the room, there's just something there that they don't see.
You know what? Yes, you do trip over something. You're too worried about the other sounds to know what it is.
Okay.
Something kind of catches your feet and makes you trip.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think the northernmost cult initiate 1. They are going to draw. No, they're going to move up against the wall up near one of the tombs to the north and take another shot at Eos. 24 hits.
Oof.
Doing 9 damage. All right, the one that Angus just smacked in the face. They are going to draw their survival knife.
Question.
Yes.
I have a cold resistance of +5.
Oh.
Okay. The damage.
If they use the frost pistol of both of them.
Mm-hmm. So you should have 10 more SP back, which I can do. But they're going to, this cultist is going to draw their survival knife, 5-foot step to the north, and slash out at Angus with a natural 1.
Yes.
It's just this kind of half-hearted stab. Like you've scared them. You can tell that you've really messed up their face. They're having trouble realizing where you are exactly.
And where do you think you're going?
And there we go. Stumbling out of the darkness.
Oh boy.
Oh, zombie. As it staggers up to Absco. See, Cult Initiate 7 is also going to draw their survival knife. And since they are now flanking Angus, they're going to attack.
Ooh.
27.
Oh yeah, my KAC is 28.
Well,
barely.
Look at you. All right, hang on just a second. I gotta look at some stuff. There's another zombie coming up from the southern chamber. Well, don't worry about the invisible actors.
Oh joy.
Zombies. Adios.
Wonderful! And now the zombie is that close to me.
And that fire is gone at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Delete it though.
Fuego has disappeared.
Oh.
Perfect.
Aww.
Wah, wah.
I just made myself sad. All right, Eos. Zombies are staggering up from the southern chamber.
Yeah. Kind of puts a damper on what I was going to try and do, but okay. Going for the combat. So, Eos is going to... Damn it.
Eos, who's more important? These ones who are shooting at us or these zombies? I don't know anything about them.
Okay. I am going to move a bit closer to all of them and do something a little bit wild.
Uh-oh.
Love it when players do something a little bit wild. What you got?
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Zombie says,
so you are casting.
We don't know what's
Threaten
going
range.
on, so we can make them talk because that means for the duration, if they fail their will saves, they can't lie to us.
But that's
That's
only if they choose to talk.
They had no problem continuing to repeat, you're not supposed to be here.
Would you like
Okay.
to make a concentration check to avoid provoking an attack of opportunity, since the one you're next to has their knife out, casting right next to them?
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
That's a 26.
26, you cast defensively. They are unable to find an opening to strike at you. And you cast Zone of Truth. How big is the
20 feet.
20 foot?
In a spot that will encompass all 3 of them.
Okay. You cast Zone of Truth.
If it works, going away from the fire motif, and only one of them saves. Damn it.
Or only one of them fails their save. Yeah, the other
Yeah.
2 saved.
The other 2 save. That's okay.
Although, to be fair, zombie has to roll 2. The zombie fails.
Right. So it would probably look like a sound wave coming off of her and forming a circle
Do I have to do a will save?
Technically, you are within the...
Oh,
Ooh.
I'll take that nat 1. I will tell the truth. Way to get my thing.
Yes, Angus is completely incapable of lying.
Why shouldn't we be here?
All right.
If you want to get information out of them, Angus, now's the time. At least one of them has to tell the truth.
I definitely want to know what's going on.
And you do as well. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't have anything to hide.
All right, yeah, the one from the north responds, because we were expecting you. And then, like, you see it kind of jerk, like, and the other two slam their heads around.
Mark, we weren't supposed to tell them.
Who sent you? I will say as I take full attack on this one who is between, just not between Eos and I. We don't have flanking, but who is just south of
I gotcha. Yep. Full attack as you ask, who sent you? And begin attempting to cut their head off. That is 2 hits with a 28 and a 30. Ooh, 35 damage in 1 round.
And 2nd level attunement.
As Cult Initiate 7 is looking much the worse for wear. Absco.
Absco's going to...
They never answered Angus's question.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Initiate 1 did not. Okay, that was pointedly they didn't answer.
They didn't... I decided that they didn't realize they failed their save. And so went to say something, and then that came out, and they realized, well, okay, hold on. I'm going to be fair. really fair here. They have... Pretty sure they will know what's going on.
Ooh.
Yeah, 18's enough for them to recognize the spell that has been cast.
Damn it.
So that initiate is aware that they are within a zone of truth.
So Absco looks at the zombie that's in front of them and says, wait right here for me, okay? Uses uncanny mobility to use their standard move action to move across to the one flanking. So it doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity from the one. And then targets this one for an attack with their survival knife.
Okay, so Absco, you're using your uncanny mobility, pulling out your survival knife and getting ready to shove it in there, in between their shoulder blades or something.
Yeah. When someone asks you a question, you should answer for 7 points of damage. Yeah. So Absco has their survival knife out and kind of just like stabs it into their abdomen.
All right. And that is all the time we have for today. So for Experience Points, I am your host and GM, Miyu. You can find me on Twitter at Miyu Plays Games.
I am Kenny. You can find me on the Twitter at Punderdrone.
Sorry, I am Steph. You can find me on Twitter at Luna Starwind.
And I'm Kelrick. You can find me on Twitter at EQPoints or at Cormelon, my personal account.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Experience Points Starfinder. If you're looking for more Starfinder podcasts in your life, we recommend checking out our sister podcast, Roll to Fail. They are 5 friends who have no business behind the mic or rolling dice. If you like what we've created, then you should check out the other 2 podcasts on our network. Cumanera releases every other Friday with Kelrick as GM for this adventure utilizing Numenera, a system by Monty Cook Games. This homebrew campaign is set in the distant future. Our 3 explorers are following the commands of the Order of Truth to help people gather information and retrieve some unusual items. What could possibly go wrong? We would like to thank everyone who tuned in on Monday for our Session 2 of Pun Times. We had a great time running away from our killer during our game of Slasher from Higher Grounds Games. Don't worry if you weren't able to catch us live, you can catch the session on demand on the Experience Points Twitch. And, coming at the end of April, the campaign will be released as a monthly podcast. Stay up to date on all 3 Experience Points Network podcasts at Experience Points on Twitter and on ExperiencePoints.com. Pardon our dust as Kenny continues updating the website. Until next time, Adventure Hookers.